is the brokerage network for DeFi. We're backed by Hack VC, amongst other notable names in the space, like the Celestia founders, Barachain CEO. And since being backed, we've built out this brokerage network, and what we're solving for is DeFi's inaccessibility. So in traditional finance, you have the broker, right? They give you easy, safe access to the markets that the end user wants to tap into. They also give you prime brokerage if you're like a hedge fund and you want to cross margin across all of these different instruments. So we wanted to remove that from DeFi. We wanted to remove that middleman, but we got left with a lot of gaps in what services the broker does provide. So what we've done is built that as infrastructure. So some of the things I'm talking about is like the users, the liquidity, the apps being scattered across a bunch of different chains, users having to juggle multiple wallets, having to go through bridges, which just blatantly scares them. And it should, because even I, who have been in DeFi for 8 years, have lost money sending it to the wrong chain over a bridge into a deposit account, right? The experience is scary, and honestly, I hate it. And it sucks because I love DeFi. I've been here for a long time. I'd be willing to wager that a lot of you are in the same position here as venture capitalists and don't actually use a lot of on-chain products, which I think is a serious problem. So the teams that have been able to sort this out have actually found a lot of success. So like FOMO app, I'm sure you guys have heard of because it's one of the only apps that's come out of this bear market and been successful. And they have a team that's raised like $90 million, and they're like derivatives exchange hosts on chain with DYDX, and they've just put their energy into fixing the user experience. It's taken them all that time and effort just to do so for one app, and essentially you can think of us as doing that for the rest of the apps. And then we'll get into the prime brokerage stuff as well. So the apps that are using us so far are actually very different in use cases. Like we thought this was going to be a DeFi thing. And then the more we talked to teams, we started talking to some teams that aren't really doing DeFi at all. So like repo.ai, who I have to add to this deck, is one of our first clients, and they've launched with us, and they're just building like a data market for training AI systems. It's not really a DeFi product, but they're charging in their own currency because they want their token to be something investable, right? That's a topic I've seen us talk about a lot here, is like, how do we actually make tokens investable? So they accept all payments in their own token, but no user wants to actually pay in repo tokens. They want to pay in stable coins, or better yet, they want to show up and pay in fiat. So that's one thing that we've helped them with. And the other use cases are very vast in terms of what we're able to provide and to who. On the chain side, we've formed partnerships with some of the strong up-and-comers. Shout out Injective. I know they're one of the co-hosts here today. And it only takes us about a day to deploy on a new chain. So it really just comes down to where we see usage and where we want to focus our skills on. So SpiceFlow, you can think of as this user experience improvement in one integration. Going back to like FOMO app, we would essentially look at your on-chain application, figure out what are the things that you're missing that FOMO has been able to provide their users that have helped them go and market on TikTok and get normies involved. And we will fix those problems for you. And we'll actually do it for free if we like your app enough. So this is going to be my main ask at the end of this, is to introduce me to the teams in your network who you think will find interesting. Spice Edge, this is like your on-chain prime broker. So you're an institution, you want to hold your capital in one place. Usually you want to actually trust a custodian with your capital, like Anchorage or a similar offering, but you still want to be able to trade on Hyperliquid and all these different exchanges. You can do so using your capital in that one place and cross margin between all of these different exchanges all across the different chains. So Derive is using this to actually build strategies that allow you to hedge against the options that they create, because options are meant to be a capitally efficient hedging mechanism. So if you can only hedge between options and the other positions on Derive, it doesn't help you do that for most of your positions in the market. They want to expand this offering to allow you to hedge against your Hyperliquid positions and run strategies maybe against prediction markets someday. So they're using us to actually create that cross-margining facility with the rest of the space. So now you have the two products, we have the people that are integrating them. How do we scale this from here? Well, we release them as SDKs and APIs that anyone can integrate. We won't take on any risk when somebody else integrates our product. So they can wire it up to do whatever they need it to do for their app. And it is built to really do any transaction type that the user would want to. So this upcoming bull cycle, we don't know what DeFi trends are going to come out, but we know that they're going to need to be accessible, and we're ready to build that accessibility into them. You could think of our revenue model as stripes. So when our clients make money, we make money. This is extremely scalable at the high application count and at the high volume count. And yeah, that's basically the ask, is that you help us get into the hands of the apps that deserve to get connected to the end users. So look forward to talking to you guys and getting intros to the apps in your network. Thank you.